hours where it's completely silent. I can focus and I know exactly what I'm going to do for the rest of this day, the rest of this week, and for the next week. And it's
Mm-hmm.
just, it gives you that little bit of like you're able to take a deep breath and kind of just relax fully and focus on what's the next task that you have coming up in the day, and you know for a fact that okay, everything that I have control over is in place. Now what happens to me throughout the day, that's different, but what I have control over, I have in place where it needs to be, and I don't have to stress about anything.
Yeah. Are you a fitness trainer for your
I
occupation?
I used to. I was a personal trainer for over 14 years, and
Oh,
I
okay.
kind of sat back and stopped training for a little bit, especially after a little bit before my husband passed. I had stopped training and I was kind of just focusing on what fitness goals I wanted for myself because I am competitive, and so I wanted to at least be able to compete in some other sport. I knew I wanted to compete in at least one CrossFit event, a tactical games where you're combining firearms and CrossFit, and I wanted to do a bodybuilding show, go pro, and see if I could push myself to Olympia. But I
Mhm.
also wanted to compete in the Olympics, and whether that be the
Yeah.
Winter Olympics or the Summer Olympics, but I wanted to compete in one of those two things. And honestly, I just wanted to push myself to a certain goal that um, where most people wouldn't think of was capable. I was like, I'm gonna push it. I'm gonna push this envelope. I was like, time is still gonna march on, so I might as well push myself to see what I can do instead of thinking, oh, I wonder if I had done this, where would I be? I was like, I'm not gonna wonder. I don't want to wonder. I want to know. So that's why I'm on this journey. I want to see what I am capable of, and in order to do
Yeah.
that, I have to push myself past limits.
You're more. You're also like a power lifter, if I'm not
Yes.
mistaken. Yeah. Yeah. How long you been doing that?
Ouch.
So how long?
Sorry.
No, sorry. I was asking like how long you been doing powerlifting?
I started powerlifting. I want to say back in 2016, 17. 16 was my very first competition, and then I met my one of my good friends now, Samantha Rice, during that competition, and that's where I started. And then I did three other competitions after that. One of them, I was 3 months pregnant, didn't know it, but I was still
Mm.
competing. Um, and I want to say I think I did one other after after my knee injury, but it was an in gym house powerlifting meet in at World Gym Burleson at the time, and they did an in house powerlifting meet where we just invited a bunch of people, a bunch of vendors, um, and that one it wasn't a big deadlift for me, but it was a
Yeah.
mental crossover because I had just torn my ACL ligament. I had torn a piece of my meniscus. I'm sorry, I ruptured my ACL, tore my meniscus, and a piece of cartilage about the size of a dime was missing out of
Oh.
my
Wow.
tibial condyle on my tibia. And I had gone to physical therapy. I'd done the MRI. They told me what was wrong. They told me what surgery I would need. And my orthopedic surgeon looked at me, and this is the same surgeon I've had since I was in high school. And he looked at me as I walked into the office, and he's like, "The fact that you're walking in tells me that you're not going to have surgery because most people with this extensive amount of damage in their knee would not be capable of walking." And I looked at him, and he's like, "I know you. You're stubborn, and you're not going to sit down even if I tell you." So I'm going to recommend physical therapy. And I was like, okay. And then after that meeting, about 3 weeks later is when we did the in-house powerlifting meet. And I deadlifted 315. I was like, I'm going to do it regardless. I don't know if my knee will be fine, but it's been fine with 225. We're just going to push it and see. And was capable of doing the 315 on a torn up knee.
Are you the people that be like mind over matter, that type of?
Because the amount of injuries I've had from gymnastics to soccer to all the other sports I've done, it's always mind over matter. Even with torn rotator cuff, I went through a few months of physical therapy to the point where he was like, now you need to go into the gym and build the muscle tissue around it, because the rotator cuff is stable enough that it will sustain the joint and it won't pop out anymore. But you need to strengthen the muscles around it as well.
Wow, that's a lot. You them type of girls that Pat, like you love gym class. You I would say, right?
Yes, just a little bit.
Yeah. He says, ask her if she wanna pause for a minute. Oh, no, I think it was something that happened. And then he asked me who smoke detector. Yeah, that was mine's.
Okay.
And it was mine's. My mother's cooking. So Michael J. White, also a real martial artist in real life.
That's true.
Who's your favorite martial artist, like that you like watching on TV?
I love watching Bruce Lee. Bruce Lee, Jackie Chan. Oh, trying to think who else. I like Van Damme.
You ever heard of? You ever heard of Cynthia Rothrock? I forgot her last name.
I think, yeah. I've watched
Cynthia. Let me see. Let me Google it for a second. I want to get the name right. I don't want to mess up the name up. Cynthia.
I don't know if it's Cynthia, but I think
Cynthia Roth. I forgot. She's like a martial artist. I see a couple of her movies and all that stuff. She was a karate champion. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Cynthia Rothrock. Cynthia Rothrock. Oh. Yeah. She was like she did like a couple of stuff like in the US, but she did movies in overseas. Yeah. Warrior 2000, he know about her. Cynthia is awesome. Yeah. Like in bodybuilding, like who's your favorite? Like who do you like watching on stage?
I mean, when I first looked at bodybuilding, it was Dana Lynn Bailey. Like, because her size of muscle tissue was so close to mine at the time that it just inspired me to say, oh, we can look this way and be okay. Because at the time, I'm just naturally muscular because of my athleticism. And of course, at that time, and this is before girls with muscle was a big thing or even started to being okay. Because most of the times we were either criticized like as being too muscular, we're not feminine enough. Yeah. And I'm like, I can't help the way my genetics are. These are just how my muscles build. But Dana Lynn Bailey, is still my all-time favorite, just because of not only what she brought to the stage, but just off the stage, her personality never changed. She's just the sweetest person. She's the sweetest person I've ever met in person. That's a bodybuilder, and I'm not saying that the other bodybuilders I've met aren't, but for my first ever encounter and meet with her and her husband Rob, that was, I would say, one of the best experiences, and I will always cherish that moment, because that helped me as a young girl figuring out that it's okay for my body to look like that. It's perfectly fine. People can get over it.
Did you
But
meet her in person?
I did.
I didn't.
It was when they
Oh,
did
okay.
their little drive tour through the U.S. and they stopped in Texas,
Okay.
and I think
Yeah.
they stopped in the DFW area, and I was like, oh, I don't care where they're stopping, I'm driving to it. And I think for me it was like an hour and a half drive to wherever they were at, and I was like, and I stood in line, I watched them work out, and I was like, these people are awesome.
Yeah. That's cool. That's cool. So did have you ever been to like other like as a spectator looked at like people on stage bodybuilder show? Have you ever been to a bodybuilder? That's what I'm trying to say.
Oh, so like a bodybuilding show other than just like as a
Yeah.
spectator?
Without you competing, yeah.
Oh yeah, I've been to a lot. So like I've been to, because I would go to the fitness expos, and so
Yeah.
when they have like the fitness expos, of course there's a bunch of things going on, but they always had bodybuilding and like powerlifting, and that's pretty much how I got into it, because I was going to a gym at the time, and my friend's like, hey, come out to this fitness expo, it'd be really cool. And at the time it was called Europa Games Fitness Expo. Yeah. And we went out there and I saw the bodybuilding. I was like, why are they up there on stage? What is that? And then they're like, oh yeah, it's bodybuilding, it's really cool, you should like really look into it. And then that's when I started seeing videos of like Dana Lynn Bailey and all these other competitors. And then I also looked at powerlifting, and I was seeing how these women are just lifting like 4 or 5 plates, and I was like, what is this? And so I tell people all the time, I was similar to how Jack from The Nightmare Before Christmas was. It was like, what's this? What's this? There's so many cool things I want to try. But it was just, that was the eye-opening experience, was going to those fitness expos and seeing the sport, the different sports being pretty much brought to light to my eyes, to see, oh, there's different opportunities for us, not just to be in the organized sports like volleyball, basketball, soccer, and like the ones that are publicized. I was like, there's other things that we can do that are not so televised, if you will.
Yeah, I went to my first bodybuilder show this year. Well, 2 bodybuilder shows. One was the New York Pro, yeah, and one was OCB. What's the name of it? It's a natural bodybuilding show. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I went to that. Yeah, and even now, Dana Lynn won't be able to hold a candle to the women now.
I don't know. Dana still holds her own. Like, you can look at their website. She still holds like her shape and everything still. She did have a health I wouldn't say it was a health issue. It was just like a random health problem that she had, and then they figured it out, and she just changed how she worked out, and it changed, and she still was able to pretty much keep her size and everything. But I mean, she's a little bit smaller than I am. No, actually, I think she's taller. She's taller than I am. But she holds.
What's your height?
I'm 5'1", and that's the beginning of the day. By like middle of the day, I'm like 5.32. It just depends. It depends on.
Can you dunk a basketball?
Huh?
Can you dunk a basketball?
I mean, if I have a step ladder or a trampoline.
I'm teasing you. I'm teasing you. You know, the shortest NBA player, he was short. He was like, there was 2. Like, one was 5'7". His name was Spud Webb, and one was Muggsy Bogues. He was like 5 feet, I think. He was like one of the 2. They were like one of the 2 shortest NBA players. They were like both point guards. The Spud Webb, he won the dunk contest, and he was only 5'7". Yes.
That's crazy. Sorry, yeah. I was looking for my other charger and I couldn't find it.
So all the Rage George Page got a question in women's physique, not women. Well, a comment, not women's bodybuilding. I'm more a fan of women's bodybuilding than women's physique. Yeah, he does content on
Okay.
he makes content on he interviews people as well,
Okay.
mostly talk to women physiques division, women's bodybuilding, maybe places, maybe like other divisions like figure, bikini, yeah, mostly,
Okay.
yeah, yeah, he been, yeah. So what's like your favorite division? Like you like what looking at the most? Like is it figure? Do you like figure? Do you like
So my favorite division to watch is it's a combination. So I like to watch uh figure as well as physique. Although I do like to watch wellness occasionally because it's such a new division. I just want because I like to see the difference on
right,
the how toned the bodies are to see
right?
what what makes wellness different from bikini, and so or like from figure to wellness. Like I like seeing the body composition difference between the couple different categories.
Oh, okay, okay, yeah, yeah. Wellness. I like wellness. This is wellness competitor. Her name is Lily Dawn. She's a
Uh-huh.
wellness competitor, and who else? Some of them they slip out my mind, but I mostly like the well. I like I like how their legs are big and stuff, and their
Oh
glutes.
yeah, don't get me wrong.
Yeah,
Like me and my coach were sitting in the audience and we were watching wellness. We're like, God damn, her ass is thick. God bless.
yeah.
Like we're worse than guys when me and my coach are together. This is why we're best
Wow.
friends. But we're just sitting there like, good God, like, can you sit a cup on it or can it like will it fall off? Like we're that people sitting in the audience. We're that bad.
Better you say it than me. I can't. I can't go there.
We do get away with a lot of obscene things that we
Of
say.
course. Of course. I know that. I know. I know. Sarah Vegas changed the standard of women's physique division completely. Yeah. And Dana just needs to put on more muscle mass and come in dry and hard as hell. Damn, he loved his bodybuilding stuff, boy. Woo wee. Um, like outside of bodybuilding, like you're a realtor. You do like real estate or something like that. Oh,
Can you
so,
say that again? Sorry.
like you're a realtor. So like you do real estate. I think I seen a picture of you and Brittany. You guys do like how like roofing and stuff like that. Okay, roofing. All right.
We do roofing. We're roofers and general contractors.
Okay. Did you like explain like how you and her like met or
I'm sorry. Can you repeat that again? I couldn't hear
no
you.
did you share how you guys met like
Oh, so yes. Hold on. Let me plug this phone
oh,
back in.
okay,
Sorry. The way we first met, it was in the gym. That's where we first met.
yeah, okay,
Um, but we didn't really start really looking at bodybuilding, or really our friendship really blossomed more when I think it was an inappropriate joke is
oh,
where we became when we realized that, oh, we're both weird and we're very outspoken and inappropriate and dark humor, and
okay,
that graduated into just us having conversations, realizing that we have a lot of similar tendencies where like we think alike. It's been weird lately where we finish each other's sentences, and even her husband's just like, y'all were separated at birth, and it's really weird that y'all can literally know what the other's thinking before either you text or say anything. The other's either already handing it to you before you even start searching for it. I was like,
mm,
yes. But our friendship started in the gym. Uh, at the time, she was the one of the personal trainers at the gym we were going to, World Gym Cleburne, and just hanging out. Because again, in most gyms, you have the girls that we just have the legs that look like we've lifted for years because of how we have tree trunks almost for legs because of the muscle mass. And we kind of gravitate to each other almost at some point, whether it's just a casual conversation or we end up going from the casual conversation to complete friendships and then ultimately best friends. So, but
that's cool.
Yeah.
That's cool. That's cool. That's cool. So how long you been doing? How long you been? I'm sorry. How long you been doing like the roofing thing?
The roofing, I started in September. Well, end of August, beginning of September. But so the reason why I got into it was my best friend Brittany. She was already in the roofing company. She'd been there for almost a little over 6 months, I want to say, before I got on or came into it. But she just kept telling me, because she knows what I love to do. My ultimate love is helping people. And when I was in high school, when I was in college, I did mission trips. I did disaster relief. I would go to where hurricanes were that just hit. I would go and either hand out supplies, go and help demo a house, but I'm hands-on, and she knows that about me. And so she's like, come work with this company. That's exactly what we do. We're able to go into these areas where people, like either tornadoes come through, hurricane, whatever. We're able to go and help these people, and we're able to help them through insurance. It's not like they're having to come out of pocket for anything but what they would normally pay their insurance. And so I was like, okay, so we do this legally, and it's done right, and it's done the right way, and we help people, and we can. She's like, and she gave me an example of one of the homeowners she helped, and that homeowner is now like one of her best friends. And I was like, okay, so we're actually creating a relationship. It's not just for the sale or whatnot. It's actually, we're cultivating a mindset and friendships through this process. So we're actually helping people. And so when she explained that to me, I was like, bet, I'm on board. That's all I needed to hear. Because if you've ever, I don't know if you've ever gone on any kind of like disaster relief or anything that's like helping, anytime you're helping other people, it gets to a point where you financially just can't do it anymore because it's too costly for you. Like it just starts to jeopardize your own livelihood. And so when she introduced this to me, I was like, so I get paid for helping people? She's like, yes. I was like, that's all you need to tell me. Like, I heartbeat.
Yeah, I've talked to Brittany. I know like the last time we was talking, I think she was doing like something like a food business where she do like meal preps and stuff like that.
Yes, she was doing that, and I used to order from her too.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.